Hi everyone. Now we will see aggregate functions in DataBricks and group by and aggregate methods also we will see. First we will see the aggregate functions. Let us understand what is aggregate functions. Aggregate functions perform calculations on set of values and return a single value. Here if we see here it returns a single value. If we use any aggregate function on data frame, it returns a single value. For example, sum value, average, count, max, minimum. Like this, we will get it returns single value. Aggregate functions. Next, we will see some examples we use on sum, or count, average, max. This is the way we use aggregate functions on data frame. These all are aggregate functions returns single value. Next, we see group by and aggregate. Group by, this allows you to group data based on specific columns. We can group specific columns and we can apply various aggregate functions using AGG method, aggregate method. If you want to use only single aggregate method, just you can give directly sum, count, average. If you want to use all four of or more than one aggregate functions, we need to use aggregate method along with the group by. That is the difference. Okay, let us understand with the examples. Database community edition. After login, go to notebooks. Aggregate created one aggregate notebook. First, we create data frame with the data. Before that, we need to create cluster. Let me click on create news resource. Click on create, attach and run. Let me click on create cluster. It will take some time to create the cluster. Meanwhile, we see about the code. Here we define data and schema. Here we define the schema for data frame. Now we have our data frame with the data. After that, we run our aggregate function. Here if you see here, sum method I used to get the sales of sum. We have three fields: name, category, sales. Here we are looking for sum of sales. It will add all the values of sales field. Cluster has been created. Now our cluster is ready. Let me click on run cell. Our cell is executing. Now we got the output. Our data frame is, as you can see here, this is our data frame data. We have name, category and sales. Now we will implement aggregate functions on data frame. Now we will see first sum of sales. We execute this. See, sum of sales is 15,000. It returns only single value. Aggregate functions means it returns only single value. We need to get multiple aggregate functions. We use aggregate method. We will see another example. And we will see some of the aggregate functions. Now we will see minimum value of sales field. Run this cell to see the minimum value of sales. We got the error. Column function parameter with name A cannot be resolved. Did you mean one of the following: name, sales, category? Now we need to import min also. execute the cell. See, we got the output. It returns minimum sales value is 1000. You can see, as you can see here, sales value is minimum value is 1000. Now we will see count of sales. Before that we import count. Now we will check the count aggregate method. Execute the cell. See, count of sales is 5. 1 2 3 4 5. This is the now way we will see group by and aggregate. First we create a data frame. Here we define data and schema. We defined here two columns, name and value. After that we created a data frame. We are passing data and schema. Now first we see the group by function, then we will see aggregate. Here note this important one. B is capital letter. Df dot group by name and sum of value. Now we will execute our cell. Executing now. Next we will see group by and aggregate method. Here we have two fields, four rows. Now executing. See, we have grouped name field. Alice is there, Bob is there. If we see here, Alice and Bob. If you see the values, sum of values, suppose you see here Alice is 2, 1 and Alice 3. Total sum is 4, Bob is 6. Now we got the result of group by sum of value. Now we will see group by and aggregate. Aggregate means we need to provide more than one aggregate methods. Okay. Sorry. We will define already we defined schema here, name, value, same, data frame. We will execute and we will see here group by is name, aggregate. See, agg method we are using, that is called aggregate method. We are passing more than one aggregate methods. That's what we are using aggregate method. Otherwise it is not required. If you use suppose one sum operation or average or any other single aggregate method, we don't want to use agg method. We are using more than one aggregate method. They are sum and average. That's what we are using agg. Otherwise it's not required. I think you understand this. Along with the group by, when you use aggregate, it must be a group by before. Now we run the cell, we see the result. See, we got the output. Total sum of values. This one is the sum of values. This one is the average values, 2.0 and 3.0. This is how we need to use group by and average. Aggregate, sorry. That's all. Thank you.